This video reviews tips for troubleshooting your role, subrole, and monitor assignments in WhatsUp Gold. When WhatsUp Gold discovers the devices in your environment, it attempts to assign a primary role and additional subroles to each device, such as router, switch, or Windows Server. Based on these roles and subroles, WhatsUp Gold then assigns monitors to the devices to automatically monitor their status and performance. This video lists the most common reasons why WhatsUp Gold may not have assigned the role, subrole, or monitor that you would normally expect for a device. The first reason is missing or incorrect credentials stored in the Credentials library. During a discovery scan, WhatsUp Gold attempts to communicate with devices using the values from the Credentials library. If a library credential matches the device credential, then WhatsUp Gold can query the device and gather information like its hostname, address, type, and model. WhatsUp Gold will also determine the best fitting role and subroles for the device. If a matching credential is not found, then the role will simply be device, and WhatsUp Gold will not be able to gather any data from the device. If this happens, you should make sure the credentials are set up properly in the Credentials library, then delete the discovered device and rediscover it. When you then start monitoring a device, WhatsUp Gold leverages its role and subroles to add active and performance monitors to the device for items like CPU, disk, and memory. This automatic monitoring is a convenient feature of WhatsUp Gold, but can only happen when a valid credential exists for the device. You can manually add a credential to a single device on the Device Properties page. Or from the My Network view, select multiple devices or a device group and use the Edit Devices menu option to add a credential to all the devices at once. Be sure to rescan the devices afterwards to update their network connectivity information and add any applicable monitors based on the new credential. The second reason is due to the scan rules or weight assigned to the role or subrole. Subroles are assigned based on scan rules that are configured in the Role and Subrole editor. You can expand the Scan Rules tab to examine these rules, which can be fairly complex. Note that scan rules are usually set up only for subroles. If a device does not meet the criteria set in the scan rules, then the subrole is not assigned to the device. This could particularly be an issue if you have configured your own custom subroles. Refer to the WhatsUp Gold documentation for detailed information on scan rules. Each role and subrole also contains a weight. WhatsUp Gold prioritizes a higher weight value over a lower weight value when assigning roles and subroles. You can edit the weight on the General tab. Note that custom-created roles and subroles default to a weight of 101 to ensure that they are preferred over built-in roles and subroles which use a weight of 1 through 99. The third reason is that the monitors may not be included in the subrole. If you have confirmed that the role and subroles were properly assigned to a device, next you can review how your monitors have been configured. Within the Role and Subrole editor, you specify the monitors that you want to add to a device. Open the Monitors tab and make sure that the expected monitors are listed. Please note that most roles do not have monitors associated with them. By default, monitor assignment in WhatsUp Gold happens primarily from subroles. Use the Add button to add a monitor to the list. The fourth reason is that the monitor has been configured to check for support first, and it was found to not be supported by the target device. For each monitor listed in the Role and Subrole editor, you can set an application rule that controls whether the monitor is always applied no matter what, or to check for support first. Check for support means that the discovery process performs a query to determine if the monitor is supported on that device. If it is not supported, then the monitor is not applied. For example, the switch subrole includes the power supply active monitor, among others. However, not all switches support the SNMP MIBs that are used in the power supply monitor. If you discover a specific model of switch whose MIB is not compatible with the power supply monitor, and the monitor is configured to check for support first, then that monitor is not added to the switch. You could select Always Applied to force a monitor assignment to the device regardless of the response to the monitor query. Use caution, however, as applying a monitor to a device that does not support that monitor will result in the device immediately showing a down state once you begin monitoring it. The fifth reason is that an interface active monitor is configured with a filter such as operationally up and it does not match the filter. Like the previous reason, this one is also related to monitor configuration, but specifically for the interface active monitor. In addition to the application rule from reason 4, the interface active monitor has an additional filter. The conditions you select in the filter column must match or evaluate to true in order for the active monitor to be applied. You can filter on operational state, administrative state, regular expression matches, and more. For example, devices such as switches, routers, and firewalls could have multiple interface ports to be monitored. In order to conserve your system resources, you can set the filter to operationally up if you want to check interface ports to make sure they are operational. This ensures that only those interface ports actually in use will have monitors added. Keep in mind that the application rule overrides this filter. So if the application rule is set to always applied, then the interface monitor will be assigned to the device regardless of whether it matches the filter. The roles, sub-roles, and monitors available out of the box are sufficient for many monitoring environments, but if you have a unique business requirement, you may need to configure custom monitors or even custom roles and sub-roles. Please contact WhatsUp Gold technical support if you need further information and assistance with specific situations. Thank you for watching this video on troubleshooting role, sub-role, and monitor assignment in WhatsUp Gold.